Hello everyone and welcome to my Bachelor Nation 24 channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. General Hospital spoilers. Elizabeth's homecoming could leave her more vulnerable than ever, but to whom? General Hospital spoilers report Port Charles is bracing for an emotional whirlwind as Elizabeth Baldwin, Rebecca Herbst, is finally heading home from the hospital after surgery following her harrowing car accident with Rick Lansing, Rick Hurst. Lucky Spencer, Jonathan Jackson, is by her side as her rock. But this homecoming might not be the cozy recovery everyone expects. Elizabeth's reliance on Lucky could stir up feelings of vulnerability she's not ready to face, threatening to unravel their budding romance. Will her heart pull her closer to him or push her away? And who else might seize this moment to exploit her fragile state? General Hospital spoilers. Lucky's role as caretaker. Word on the street is that Lucky is stepping up big time, bringing Elizabeth home and vowing to help her heal post-surgery. He's all in, but this isn't just about bandages and pain meds. Sources say Elizabeth, still reeling from the crash, might find herself leaning on Lucky more than she ever planned to. His steady presence is bound to be a comfort, but it's also likely a reminder of how he left her in the lurch years ago. Could this dynamic leave her feeling like she better pump the brakes, pun intended, on this relationship before it too crashes and burns? Spoilers say Elizabeth faces an emotional tug-of-war. Elizabeth's growing dependence on Lucky is probably going to stir up a storm of mixed feelings. She's falling for him again, no doubt, but vulnerability isn't her style. Spoilers whisper she might start questioning if their rekindled romance is built on love or obligation. We can practically see her walls going up as she fights to avoid losing any semblance of her independence. But pushing Lucky away could leave her isolated, and maybe even spark tension that threatens to derail their new love story. Is she protecting herself or breaking her own heart? General Hospital spoilers. A hidden threat looms. Just when things couldn't get messier, a shadow might be creeping closer. Rumors swirl that someone, maybe a rival like Rick, could see Elizabeth's fragile state as the perfect chance to strike. Her recovery leaves her exposed, physically and emotionally, and he has always been anything if not exploitive. Could Rick, still stinging from the crash, make a move? If Elizabeth distances herself from Lucky, she might lose her strongest ally right when danger knocks. Will she be able to overcome her inclination not to trust Lucky because of the way he abandoned her and broke her heart in the past? Is it just asking too much to let herself lean on him in her time of need and be that vulnerable? Stay tuned for more GH news and spoilers right here, every day. After months away from the chaos and complexity of Port Charles, Elizabeth Weber is finally coming home. But in true General Hospital fashion, homecomings are never simple, and for Elizabeth, this one could be more dangerous than any before. While her return may be met with hugs, smiles, and warm-hearted reunions, underneath the surface lurks a storm that may threaten to tear her apart. The question isn't just how she'll cope, it's who's waiting in the shadows to exploit her newfound vulnerability. A return that feels off when Elizabeth walks back through the hospital doors. There's an air of relief among her colleagues. Finn may try to play it cool, but the light in his eyes gives him away. Her boys, Cam, Jake, and Aiden, are eager for their mother's steady presence again. But Elizabeth's own smile doesn't quite reach her eyes. The weight of her past still clings to her like mist, and Port Charles isn't the sanctuary she once hoped it would be. Her sabbatical was meant to provide healing, clarity, and distance from the trauma that haunted her. But what if it's only made her more of a target? Finn's unfinished business. Finn will be the first to notice Elizabeth's subtle changes. She's quieter, more introspective, prone to zooming out even mid-conversation. He'll chalk it up to lingering emotional wounds. After all, she's been through hell between the Peter-August chaos and the secrets about her late husband Franco. But Finn has his own demons, and his feelings for Elizabeth might cloud his ability to see what's really going on. Is his protective instinct helping her, or is it stifling her? And what happens if his affection blinds him to someone lurking just outside their bubble, someone who wants Elizabeth for themselves? A new face, an old enemy? There's buzz that a new character could be introduced around the same time as Elizabeth's return. At first, they may appear to be a sympathetic figure, perhaps a fellow nurse, or a grief counselor the hospital brought on board to help staff cope with recent losses. This person might claim to understand Elizabeth on a deep level, even forging a quick bond with her over shared traumas. But what if they're not what they seem? What if their sudden closeness is no accident? GH has a long history of cloaking wolves in sheep's clothing, and fans know better than to trust anyone too fast. Could this new person have ties to Elizabeth's past? Perhaps someone connected to her father, Jeff Weber? Or even worse, someone from Franco's dark legacy. A manipulator who understands how to play on Elizabeth's grief and guilt could sink their hooks in before she even knows what's happening. The Hayden factor. There's another name that keeps popping up in whispers. Hayden Barnes. With Nicholas still missing, again, and the Cassadine chaos far from settled, Hayden's reappearance wouldn't be surprising. And she has unresolved business with both Elizabeth and Finn. If Hayden comes back while Elizabeth is still trying to find her emotional footing, it could ignite a triangle filled with tension and betrayal. And if Hayden's feelings for Finn are still unresolved, Elizabeth may find herself forced to fight for a man she's not even sure she can trust. Worse yet, Hayden may return with secrets of her own, ones that could append everything Elizabeth thought she knew about her family and her safety. Could Hayden be working with someone, knowingly or unknowingly, to destabilize Elizabeth even more? The boys are not all right. While Elizabeth has been away, her sons have faced their own challenges. Cam is off at college and trying to figure out who he is without the constant drama of his hometown. Jake is still wrestling with his identity and his place in the world, especially after learning about Jason's complicated legacy. Ivan continues to navigate his own path, often overlooked in the family's whirlwind of crisis. When Elizabeth returns, her instinct will be to throw herself into mothering them, to be the rock they've been missing. But their problems might be bigger than she realizes. If someone were to manipulate one of her boys, particularly Jake, who has shown hints of emotional struggle, it could unravel Elizabeth's world all over again. Someone with a vendetta might not go after Elizabeth directly. They might use her children as pawns. Jeff Weber's shadow. Elizabeth's father, Jeff Weber, may have vanished from the canvas again, but his presence still looms. Her recent journey to confront his betrayal left scars, and we haven't seen the full consequences play out yet. What if someone connected to Jeff, an old colleague, a former lover, or even a disgraced patient, is now fixated on Elizabeth? Perhaps this person believes Jeff wronged them, and now they want to make him pay by taking away the one thing he values most, his daughter. A vendetta born of twisted revenge could place Elizabeth in a psychological prison far worse than anything she's faced before. And what if she doesn't see it coming until it's too late? A dangerous choice. Amid all of this, Elizabeth will be forced to make a choice, one that may determine her fate. Will she open herself up to Finn again, trusting in love to heal her? Or will she choose independence, risking isolation in the name of self-protection? Will she see through the smiles of those who claim to care? Or will she be blindsided by betrayal once more? Port Charles isn't safe. It never really was. And while Elizabeth may be a veteran of heartbreak and chaos, this new chapter might challenge her in ways she never imagined. The dangers this time are more psychological than physical. The mind games are more brutal. And if she doesn't learn to trust her instincts fast, she might end up spiraling all over again, into a trap specifically designed for her. The clock is ticking. One thing is certain, Elizabeth's return will shake the hospital and the town to its core. And while fans are thrilled to have her back on their screens, we can't help but worry for her. Because in Port Charles, every smile hides a secret, and every welcome home could be the beginning of another nightmare. Elizabeth Weber may have come home, but what she's walking into may be far from the comfort she hoped for. Who will protect her when the past, the present, and possibly even her own mind come to claim her? Only time and the next dramatic arc will tell.